Hey everybody, Pat Armstrong here with another edition of Increase, the lifestyle vlog for men and the women who love them. Our goal here at Increase is to give you information that can help you be a more well-rounded individual by helping you grow physically, mentally, spiritually, and socially. And so today we're going to focus on growing socially by looking at a man that all of us are somewhat familiar with, and his name is Benjamin Franklin. Benjamin Franklin was an American polymath, which, if you don't know what that is, that's somebody who's very knowledgeable on a lot of different subjects. And he's also one of our founding fathers of the United States of America. And you know, Franklin was a leading writer, printer, political philosopher, politician, Freemason, postmaster, scientist, inventor, humorist, civic activist, statesman, and diplomat. That's a lot. You know, as a scientist, though, he was a major figure in the American Enlightenment and the history of physics for his discoveries and theories regarding electricity. And as an inventor, he is known for the lightning rod, bifocals, and the Franklin stove, among other inventions. He founded many civic organizations, including the Library Company, Philadelphia's first fire department, and the University of Pennsylvania. Now, from what we just learned, you might say Benjamin Franklin was a man who had it all together, but it wasn't always that way. At an early age, Franklin found himself not well liked among his peers because he was a self-centered, egotistical, sarcastic know-it-all. And if he couldn't win a debate with knowledge, he would turn to harmful degradation. So, how did a man like this grow to become one of the most influential men of our country? In his 20s, due to the fact that he knew he had some things to work on, and always wanting to improve himself, Franklin set out to achieve moral perfection. So based on Aristotle's The Virtuous Life, Franklin came up with a list of 13 virtues he aspired to achieve every day. And because here at Increase, we always strive to better ourselves as well, today I'm going to give you those 13 virtues of Benjamin Franklin. So number 1, temperance. Eat not to dullness, drink not to elevation. So basically Franklin is saying, don't be a glutton and don't be a drunkard. Number 2, silence. Speak not but what may benefit others or yourself. Avoid trifling conversation. Or another way of putting it, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. Number 3, order. Let all your things have their place. Let each part of your business have its time. The Bible even tells us on this one, let all things be done decently and in order. Number 4, resolution. Resolve to perform what you ought. Perform without fail what you resolve. Have a plan and stick to it. Number 5, frugality. Make no expense but to do good to others or yourself. That is, waste nothing. Number 6, industry. Lose no time. Be always employed in something useful. Cut off all unnecessary actions. Number 7, sincerity. Use no hurtful deceit. Think innocently and justly. If you speak, speak accordingly. Number 8, justice. Wrong none by doing injuries or omitting the benefits that are your duty. Number 9, moderation. Avoid extremes. Forbear resenting injuries so much as you think they deserve. Number 10, cleanliness. Tolerate no uncleanness in body, clothes, or habitation. Always work on being clean. Number 11, chastity. Rarely use venery, sex, but for health or offspring, never to dullness, weakness, or the injury of your own or another's peace or reputation. Number 12, tranquility. Be not disturbed at trifles or at accidents, common or unavoidable. Don't make a bigger deal than it needs to be. And finally, number 13, humility. Imitate Jesus or Socrates, especially Jesus. You know, in order to keep track of his adherence to these virtues, Franklin carried a small book of 13 charts, and the charts consisted of a column for each day of the week and 13 rows marked with the first letter of his 13 virtues. At the end of each day, Franklin placed a dot next to each virtue he violated. The goal was to minimize the number of marks, thus indicating a clean life free of vice. When Franklin first started his program, he found himself putting marks in the book more than he desired. But as time went by, he was noticing that the marks were diminishing, and so while Franklin never accomplished his goal of moral perfection, he found that simply making the attempt was reward enough. And this is what he had to say. Though I never arrived at the perfection I had been so ambitious of obtaining, but fell far short of it, yet I was by the endeavor a better and a happier man than I otherwise should have been if I had not attempted it. So I hope you liked this video about one of our founding fathers, and I hope you found it informative. And if you did, I hope that you'll drop me a like down below. And also, if you haven't done so, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And also be sure to ring the bell so you will automatically be notified when the next video is available. And again, as I've asked before, if you know someone who can benefit from the information in this video, please feel free to pass it on to them. And then before we go today, I want to just give you some more information on this great historical figure. And I want to recommend a couple of books to you. The first one, of course, is the Autobiography of Benjamin Franklin, and of course you're going to get a lot of information from this book here about this man. But if you'd like more information specifically on the 13 virtues, I want to recommend to you this book, Brett and Kate McKay's The Art of Manliness, and he's got a whole section in the back of this book regarding the 13 virtues of Benjamin Franklin. And also, I just want to encourage you, anytime that you can get your hands on a biography or an autobiography or the memoirs of other individuals, I really recommend you do it. And you'd be surprised of the things that you can learn. And it really doesn't matter when they lived, but the things that you can learn from these individuals. And one last thing I want to give you before we finish this video is, if Benjamin Franklin would have paid more attention to his Bible, he would have known that God gave us a list of things to focus on as well in Philippians chapter 4 and verse 8. And this is what the Bible says. Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things.